Christmas used to feel automatic in my family. Same house, same food, same fake smiles stretched across the same tense conversations. Even when things were uncomfortable, one thing was always certain: I was included. Until the year I wasn't. I didn't find out through a call or a conversation. No one had the courage for that. Instead, I found out while scrolling mindlessly on my phone late one night. A photo popped up on my screen, my parents' living room glowing with Christmas lights, a full tree, wrapped gifts stacked high, everyone dressed in matching holiday outfits. Everyone except me. I stared at the picture, confused at first. Maybe it was an old photo. Maybe it was taken early. But then I noticed the caption. So grateful to have everyone together this Christmas. Everyone. My heart sank slowly, like it didn't want to accept what my eyes already knew. I checked my messages. No missed calls. No unread texts. No, we're starting early, or don't forget to come by. Nothing. It felt less like being forgotten, and more like being erased on purpose. Trying to stay calm, I messaged my mom. I kept it simple, casual, like I wasn't already bracing myself. Hey, what time should I come over on Christmas Day? The typing bubble appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Minutes passed. Finally, her reply came. We decided it would be better if you didn't come this year. That was it. No explanation. No warmth. Just a decision made without me. I asked why. She said things had been tense lately. That Christmas was supposed to be peaceful. It was best if I gave everyone space. Space. What she didn't say but I felt clearly was that I'd become inconvenient. I'd stopped agreeing to everything. Stopped fixing problems that weren't mine. Stopped staying quiet when things felt unfair. That night, my apartment felt colder than usual. I sat alone with the lights off, listening to neighbors laugh through thin walls. Wondering how easily a family could act like one person no longer mattered. Christmas morning arrived quietly. No calls. No messages. Just silence, where tradition used to be. I told myself I was fine. That I didn't need them. That I'd move on. Then, just as I was about to turn my phone off completely, a message came in from a number I didn't recognize. One sentence, and the moment I read it, I realized this wasn't over, not even close. That unexpected message was about to expose the real reason my family cut me out, and it would change how I saw them forever. The message sat on my screen like a mistake. I didn't know they were going to do this to you. I read it 3 times, trying to figure out who could have sent it. The number wasn't saved. No profile photo. No name. Just that single sentence, heavy with meaning. My first instinct was to ignore it. Christmas had already taken enough from me. I didn't need more confusion, but something about the wording felt careful, almost guilty. I typed back, "Who is this?" The reply came almost instantly. "It's Aunt Laura. Please don't tell anyone I reached out." Aunt Laura was never dramatic. She was the type who stayed quiet during arguments and left early from family gatherings. If she was breaking her silence now, it meant something serious had happened. I asked her what she meant. Her response was longer this time, like she was finally letting herself speak. She told me that my name had come up during Christmas dinner. Not in concern. Not with sympathy. But as a problem that had been handled. My parents had told everyone I chose not to come. That I was distancing myself because I was too sensitive and always unhappy. I felt a sharp sting in my chest. Being excluded hurt, but being rewritten hurt more. According to her, when my grandmother asked why no one had heard from me, my mom laughed and said, "They need time to learn how to appreciate family." That sentence explained everything. Aunt Laura admitted she didn't understand it at first. She said things felt off. Too rehearsed, like everyone had been told the same story and warned not to question it. Then she said something that made my hands shake. "They're telling people you've been struggling financially, that you're irresponsible, that you're always asking for help." I almost laughed. Almost. The truth was the complete opposite. I'd been the one quietly helping, covering shortfalls, stepping in during emergencies, lending money that was never paid back. The only thing I'd done recently was stop, and suddenly, I was the problem. Aunt Laura said she realized something else that night. My parents kept checking their phones, waiting, expecting me to call, to show up, to apologize for something no one had ever explained. "They thought cutting you out would scare you," she said. "They thought you'd come back begging." That was when it clicked. Christmas wasn't about peace. It was a test, and I had failed it by not reacting. Before she stopped texting, Aunt Laura sent one final message: "Be careful. They didn't expect your silence. And now they're nervous." I thanked her and put my phone down, my heart racing. Because, for the first time, I understood the truth. They didn't cut me out because I didn't belong. They cut me out because I stopped playing my role. What I didn't know yet was just how far my family would go to regain control, and the call that came next would prove it. The call came 2 days later, just after sunset. I knew it was my dad before I even looked at the screen. He never called unless something was wrong, or unless something wasn't going his way. I let it ring once, twice, then I answered. He didn't ask how I was. Didn't say Merry Christmas. He went straight to the point, his voice tight and irritated. He said Aunt Laura had crossed a line. That family business shouldn't be discussed with outsiders. That whatever issue I had should have been brought to them directly. I almost laughed. Brought to them directly. They were the ones who shut the door. I asked him, calmly, why I hadn't been invited. There was a pause. Long enough to feel intentional. Then he said it. You've been difficult lately. Difficult, not cruel, not ungrateful, just difficult. He listed things like evidence in a trial, the money I refused to lend last month, the bill I said I couldn't cover, the times I didn't step up when the family needed help. He never called it money outright, but that's exactly what he meant. That's when the picture became painfully clear. I hadn't been excluded because of tension. I'd been excluded because I stopped providing. Christmas wasn't a celebration, it was leverage. I asked him one question. If I had paid, would I have been invited? Another pause, shorter this time. Well, things would have been easier, he said. There it was. I told him I wasn't discussing finances anymore. That my boundaries weren't punishment, they were necessary. That being cut out didn't make me feel guilty. It made me feel free. His tone changed instantly. Softer, careful. He suggested we do a late Christmas. Just immediate family. No drama. I said no. Not angrily, not bitterly. Just no. After the call ended, my phone buzzed again. This time it was my mom. I don't know why you're doing this. Her message read, we're still your family. Still, as if family only counted when I complied. I didn't reply. For the first time in my life, silence wasn't weakness. It was protection. What happened next shocked them, all because my silence forced my family to face consequences they never believed would come. The days after that call felt strangely peaceful. No group chats buzzing. No last-minute requests disguised as emergencies. No guilt-heavy messages reminding me of everything family has done for you. For the first time in years, my phone was quiet and so was my mind. I expected the silence to make me anxious. Instead, it felt like relief. Meanwhile, my family wasn't handling it well. At first, they tried subtle check-ins. My brother sent a casual "hope you're good" text, as nothing had happened. My mom forwarded a photo of leftover Christmas food with a heart emoji, as if nostalgia alone could erase what they'd done. I didn't respond. That's when the tone changed. The messages grew longer. More emotional. Less confident. My mom wrote about how broken the family felt. My dad mentioned how stressed everyone was. My brother hinted that I was taking things too far. Not one of them said, we were wrong. And that told me everything I needed to know. A week later, Aunt Laura called. She sounded tired but honest. She told me family gatherings felt different now. Without me, there was no quiet fixer. No one is stepping in to cover gaps or calm arguments. Problems that used to disappear were now sitting in the open, making everyone uncomfortable. They don't know how to function without you, she admitted. I wasn't surprised. For years, I'd been the invisible support, beam never praised, but always expected. As long as I held things together, no one noticed the weight. Now that I'd stepped away, the cracks were showing. She also told me something else. People were starting to question the story my parents told. Relatives noticed I wasn't around but also noticed the bills, favors, and responsibilities I used to handle weren't being handled anymore. And slowly, the narrative was shifting. I wasn't distant. I was missing. That night, I opened my notes app and wrote everything I wanted to say. Years of frustration. Every time I felt used. Every moment I stayed quiet to keep the peace. I reread it once, then deleted it. I didn't need closure from them. I was already healing. I thought my silence was the end of it, but one final message forced me to make a decision that would change everything permanently. I was making dinner when the message came in. It was from my mom, and for the first time, it didn't sound demanding or defensive. It sounded unsure. Your grandmother keeps asking about you. She wants to know why you haven't visited. I don't know what to tell her. I stared at the screen for a long time. My grandmother had always been different. Quiet, observant, gentle in a way that didn't ask for anything in return. If there was one person in my family who loved me without conditions, it was her. So the next day, I went to see her. She smiled the moment she saw me, as nothing had changed. Like I'd never been missing at all. She held my hands, asked how I'd been, and really listened as I explained everything. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't exaggerate, I just told the truth. She nodded slowly. Then she said something I'll never forget. People don't exclude you because you're weak, she said. They exclude you because you stopped being useful to them. That single sentence lifted a weight I didn't realize I was still carrying. She told me I didn't owe anyone my peace. That love doesn't come with invoices. That family shouldn't require a sacrifice that only goes one way. When I left her house, I felt lighter than I had in years. I didn't go back to family dinners. I didn't rush to fix what broke after I stepped away. And I didn't chase people who only reached for me when they needed something. Instead, I chose distance with clarity, not anger. Weeks later, my mom sent one last message. "We miss how things used to be." I almost replied, then I realized what she meant. She didn't miss me. She missed access. So I put my phone down and didn't respond. The unexpected message that changed everything didn't bring me back to my family. It brought me back to myself. And that was the best ending I could have chosen. Thanks for watching the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon.